So you were at the Disc Freak at
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was at that Disc Freak as well. It was the one Tia Corinne was there. Like bro said, that was like right before she blew up, I feel like. Did that move? Okay.
Yeah, and she was like, I need some baddies to come up on the stage with me.
Did she?
So,
You know what's crazy? I did. You were the one of the baddies that went on stage? So were you like hip to her before that, I'm assuming?
So I actually only heard of her from Disc Freak, and I listened to her like on the way to Disc Freak, so that was it. But
yeah, I wasn't really hip either. They got me hip, and it's funny because I was outside smoking when she performed. Not like purposefully, I just happened to be outside at that time. And then, that shit was lit that night.
Yeah, it was. She was drinking the bottle on stage. She got in trouble.
What kind of bottle was it?
I don't even know. But the security was like, cut that shit out.
Telling her she can't drink? Mm-hmm. Really?
Can't drink on the stage.
Damn, says who?
Yeah.
That's wild. It's the headliner of the event. Let them drink. What is that space called? Elevation? Is that Elevation? 27? Yeah, I was there recently for the Traptastic versus Bala event.
Ooh, how was that? No,
that was fire. Very packed. It was actually even more packed than the Tia Corinne show.
For real?
Yeah, because they had like 3 or 4 DJs, I think. And yeah, it was crazy. I got on stage actually at that point.
Ooh.
I actually got in through the back door like on some accident shit. Like me and my girl had pulled up. We were about to go through the front. And there's a long line in the front. And I was about to text Rod. He's like the owner of Traptastic. I was like, yo, like, can you get us in? But as we're walking up, G Lit was walking up. She was like, y'all ain't going through the back door? I was like, well, I wasn't. I didn't know I could. I was like, so yeah, we just followed her, got through the back.
Oh, that's lit.
But yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I feel like we booked this a while ago at the chicken spot.
I think it was in like June or May.
Something like that.
Something in the summer.
Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. I forgot what was happening that day. It was like some event in Virginia Beach. So that's why I was out there. And then me and Kay went and ate.
Yeah, I think it was a concert.
Yeah, it was something.
Some.
Are you still working at that spot?
No.
Yeah?
I actually had to quit because I was having car problems.
And you couldn't get there?
So, yeah. But now I'm doing tattoos.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that on your page.
Fun.
I think you said you did 4 tattoos so far?
No, actually now it's more. I've done I think like 25. I have like an album I keep in my phone, so it's like 25 pictures in there. So.
Do you like work at a shop or?
No, I do it at home. So I moved in with my roommate like a few months ago, and she does tattoos. Okay. So she has like her own little tattoo studio in the crib. And so she was like, you want me to teach you? And then she started teaching me. And so we both just do it from the crib for now. Thinking about maybe going to tattoo school. Don't know.
How long has she been doing it?
Not even for that long, for like over a year. So, but she got good quick. Like when she first started, it was just like really simple tattoos, and then boom, boom, boom. Now she's like a pro, pretty much. Because
I think you actually you've been drawing for like a while, right? So, what's it like taking your just drawings into this like tattoo format?
Right, it's really cool because just like being able to do tattoos, you get to like be in the art world, and like just being able to be creative, and yeah, it feels cool.
Yeah. Have you done other people's tattoos already, or you just been doing cause I think I saw on your page you did it on yourself?
Yeah, actually just did one on myself last night, a little anime one. I can show you, but I've done a lot of tattoos on other people so far too.
I feel like that's got to be ballsy for your clients. Like, yo, I'm just getting into tattooing. Can I practice on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the trust from them.
It's funny. I was always against tattoos, and
oh really?
Not really against them, but I was always like, yeah, I'll never get one. And then the first time I went to LA, it was like 2018. I got my first tat. It was like on my neck, and then my mom was like,
"Where is it?"
You said where?
Where?
I think is this.
Oh, okay, I see
like
it. What is it?
Right here? It's supposed to be Earth. It kind of fucked up now, but that was my first one. Yeah, because we went to the No Jumper store in LA. That was when they were on. Is it Melrose? They were on Melrose, and they had like a tattoo artist in there, and they were giving out free tattoos that day. So we went to go get one there, and then like turns out you couldn't get whatever you wanted. He had like options.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was like, I don't really want none of that. So I didn't get one there. And then like a few days later, I just got one at some random shop.
Okay.
Yeah. What was your first tat?
It's just a random quote, a Maya Angelou quote on my back that says "Still I Rise."
Still at Rise.
I got it matching with my mom and my sister. So "Still I Rise" is basically like a rose growing through the concrete on some Tupac Shakur shit. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Just like overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
Hard times, you know.
When'd you get your face at?
Probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was the wave at a point. I was about to get a face tattoo. I was
For real?
Let me not.
What would you get?
I don't know. I didn't put too much thought into it. I want to get one more. Actually, right now, my next tattoo I want to just get the word remember. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know where to put it yet. I was going to put it like on my hand somewhere, but I'm an electrician, so I always work on my hands. And I like, even like right now, I usually fuck my hands up.
Yeah.
So let me not put one there because I'll probably fuck it up.
Yeah, and it might fade kind of quick too if you work with your hands a lot.
Yeah, we had a tattoo artist on the pod actually like 2 years ago. He owns what's it called? I think it's called Foundation Tattoo here in Newport News. Or I think it's Hampton. But it's actually the shop he owns now. The previous owner, whatever it was called, I forgot what it was called, but whatever that shop was, the old tattoo shop before he bought it was like the first tattoo shop in the area. I remember he was telling us like as recently as the early 2000s, tattooing was illegal.
Wow.
In Virginia.
What?
Like when you look it up, like you would
That's
think
cool.
It's like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like people, it was literally illegal. People were doing them in like at home, and you couldn't do it.
What?
So this shop was like one of the first ones. I think the first tattoo shop out here.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. So you're getting into tattooing. How did you, I guess, get into making music?
Okay, so my dad is a musician, and he busks on streets in Germany right now.
Right now? He's in Germany?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he plays guitar and he sings. And so he just always was playing guitar and singing, like, as I was growing up. And I think that's how I kind of first was introduced to music. And that's how I kind of, like, grew a love for it. And I was, like, obsessed with music as a kid. Like, I had a MP3 player and an iPod shuffle, and that jink stayed on me. I stayed strapped with the MP3 player.
One of these?
And the iPod shuffle. Actually, no, I had the one with the little screen.
Oh, you had the Nano.
But for the MP3 player, it's like a little thing like this shaped.
I know what you're talking about. They had all different kinds of MP3 players. Yeah.
Yeah. But, and then I never really thought about making music myself, though, even though I loved music, because I felt too, I guess, like, insecure or having like low self-esteem or I didn't believe in myself that I could do it. And then one day I was just like, well, I like doing it, so I'm gonna just do it anyways. And so I just started doing it, and then I did suck at first a lot, but then
that's probably most
keep going. Yeah, I feel like you gotta suck at something in order to get good at it. So you can't let that like.
You have to be comfortable sucking at something.
Exactly.
Like you said, like in the beginning, you didn't believe in yourself. That's what stops most people from even starting.
Exactly.
I can't do this. Like, I don't believe in myself. So they never even give themselves that chance to get good.
Exactly. If you love doing it, you got to let that love take you to where you need to be. Because, you know what I'm saying? You gotta follow your heart.
As cliche as it sounds, but that's true. That's true. I try to do that. So wait, did you ever live in Germany? Like, you're born and raised in Virginia Beach?
Yeah,
right?
So my dad is actually from Cuba. I'm American. I was born in America, born in Virginia Beach. But he lives in Germany because he just moved there. Like, he just...
For music to go busk over there, or?
To be honest, I don't even know because I haven't seen that dude since I was 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically some stuff happened to where he got kind of kicked out of America when I was 8.
And but so it was like from Cuba just bringing in massive amounts of cocaine? Is that what was going on? No,
well, dude actually did come here on a raft from Cuba, and he got caught in the middle of the ocean by the Coast Guard.
Really?
And they were like, okay, we don't know what to do with him. We're going to put him in the Guantanamo Bay. So
your dad was in Guantanamo Bay?
Mm-hmm. For a year.
What?
And
I feel that's where they put like terrorists and shit.
Yeah. So he stayed there for a year, and he actually learned guitar in there. So that's how he started learning guitar.
Who the fuck had a guitar in Guantanamo Bay? That's wild. Okay.
Yeah. And that's also where he started to learn English, too.
Is this before you were born?
Yeah. That was before I was born. So then Castro, which was the dictator of Cuba.
Fidel Castro.
Yeah, they were like, okay, what do you want us to do with these prisoners that we caught? Like trying to sneak on because it was like a bunch of people that were trying to leave Cuba on rafts to America. So he was like, what do you want us to do with them? And Castro was like, I don't want them. They don't want to be in my country.
The American government asked him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, Castro was like, I don't want them in my country since they don't want to be here. So like, send them to America. So they sent them to America, and they showed my dad like 3 pictures. One was like of mountains, and it was the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia. And they were like, you want to go to Virginia? You want to go to Florida? And they showed him like Miami, and then, or like another, I think it was like California or something. And he saw the mountains.
Virginia out of those?
Yeah, so he saw the mountains, and he was like, oh, I want to go to the mountains. And they sent his ass to Ocean View.
To Virginia Beach? Not a mountain in sight?
Yeah, he was like, wait a second, where's the mountains?
Wait, did you ever talk to him about his experience in Guantanamo Bay? You said he learned guitar. Like, did he say anything else about it?
So, like I said, I haven't seen him since I was 8. And we have conversations now. Like, we talk on Facebook and stuff, but we kind of barely talk. So I haven't really got to ask him about it, but I'm going to ask him. I'm going to talk to him about it.
So he met your mom when he got to Virginia Beach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did your mom do?
She is a supervisor of McDonald's.
That's important.
She's been working there since she was 16.
Yeah.
So she's been working there for like
lifetime
over 30
employee.
Years. Yeah.
I just saw was it might not have been McDonald's. It was like one other just like chain, maybe restaurant or something. Guy like worked there for like 30 years, and they gave him like $100 bonus. Yeah. Like congrats and shit. Like, bro.
Yeah, like
fucking been here for 30 years.
Like
that's crazy. That's
yeah, I saw that.
So he went to Germany. That's wild. I remember when I found out about Guantanamo Bay was in you ever seen Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay? Mm-hmm. That was like what I know about it is just, what is it, terrorists in there, they're giving them what they say, cock meat sandwiches. Have you seen this, Karen? Bro, that was a wild ass movie.
I love Harold and Kumar. I haven't seen that one. I've only seen the one where they go to
White Castle.
Yeah.
I
wanted to go to White Castle just because of that movie.
I did too at the time. They have 3 of them, I think. So they have the White Castle one, Guantanamo Bay, and then there's like a Christmas one.
Yeah, with Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris. He was in the other one too. I think he was in Guantanamo Bay.
Oh,
or he was maybe in the White Castle one. I forgot. But, okay, so you said you didn't believe in yourself, I guess, as much. That's why you didn't start making music at first. How would you describe your aesthetic? I feel like it's very like trippy, like some psychedelic type vibes.
Yeah. So, because I feel like I'm such a diverse person. Like I would use the word multi-dimensional. So I get inspired by so many different things, and I like so many different things that I kind of pull from everything. But I do feel more pulled to like fantasy, otherworldly, vintage, like grimy, or like, I don't know, wait, grimy? Like grungy. And yeah, trippy. I would say that. Yeah.
Has that always been your aesthetic, kind of like since you started, or did it evolve into that, or?
I feel like it was more like nature-y and spiritual when I first started. Because I would just like make songs I would make like really peaceful songs about like raising your vibration and raising your frequency. And then, yeah, I just started getting more and more creative with it, I feel like. So it just like snowballed from only being more spiritual to like being more like a little bit everything.
Did you feel like you were like on your own spiritual journey, like while you're creating this stuff? Like,
oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
How do you look at even just, I guess, the journey that you've been on, and then the process of just maybe documenting that through your music?
Yeah. So I actually feel like my music doesn't even really reflect even the tip of the iceberg of my personal spiritual journey as much as it should. And like, it'll get there. But a lot of my journey, I kind of just am so inward with it that I feel like I haven't even expressed that much of it, like when it comes to my music, because there's definitely some in there. Definitely some. I try to like put as much of it in there as I can. But a lot of the times when I'm making music, I'm kind of just like in a flow state, just going with the flow and just like doing what feels good in the moment or doing what feels right in the moment. So I'm not really like, I feel like a lot of my spiritual journey it can be like a little dark. So I try not to put that into my music as much, if that makes sense.
No, I resonate with that because that was kind of my experience too, like on my journey. I feel like, I don't know how it is now because I really don't watch like any spiritual journey like videos, or I don't follow anybody that's really doing that right now. Mm-hmm. But I remember like when I got into kind of started my journey, what I saw online was all like glitz and glamour, like spiritual journey, like a spiritual awakening is this like super happy thing, like, and it's all positive, but it's actually very scary. Mm-hmm. It's like it gets dark. You have to face like the darkest parts of yourself, and it's a very rocky road. It's not just this like super pretty, beautiful thing.
Facts.
Right?
Definitely. Yeah, it can get pretty serious. Let's just say that. But I feel like that's why with my music, I try to I want to make it more happy, or like something that can kind of help ease with some of the pain that comes from that diving. I guess just pain in general in life. Just
it's like
the
finding
pain
yourself,
of living.
figuring out who you are, why you're here.
Yeah. The deep existential things.
Yeah, I feel like I had like a existential crisis when I was like 17.
True.
That's kind of what set me on my whole like inward journey and my creative journey. That's kind of like what led me where I am now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What triggered it, do you think?
What triggered it? That's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't still to this day figured out like what really happened to me, what is going on. Mm-hmm. It's like still a very ongoing thing.
Yeah.
But I do remember that like before I kind of started it, I was just feeling like I would lost myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't know who I was anymore.
True.
And something like that. I was like, this is not who I'm supposed to be. Like, why am I really here? And that's kind of, I think that's part of what triggered it. Yeah.
Did it feel like almost like a little bit of an ego death? Like feeling like you're distancing yourself from your identity? Like,
in a way, maybe I was distancing myself from what I thought was my identity, but I was actually getting closer to my real self. Right?
Right.
We build this like facade of who we think we are going through the world, interacting with other people, and it's like how we kind of, a lot of times we'll look at ourselves based on like how other people see us.
Yeah.
We don't ever really see our like true selves. And I don't know, like I said, I don't have all the answers. I'm still very much figuring it out. But I think it's a cool path to be on. Like at least knowing, my whole thing is like I got to the point where I understand that I don't really understand. Yeah. And that's when you can really start to explore. I feel like a lot of people are caught in this thing where they're very locked into their beliefs and they don't really grow anymore because they feel like they know everything already. Right?
Exactly.
Okay, so you're like on this journey. I also seen that you have a performance coming up. I think it's tomorrow, right? Swag Fest, day 2. Is that tomorrow or the next day?
It's on Saturday.
On Saturday?
Yeah, I think.
What is Swag Fest like? You excited for this performance? How are you feeling about this?
Yes, I'm super excited. So Swag Fest is something, I think it's kind of like a new festival that they're...
In Richmond, right?
Yeah, it's going to be at the Camel in Richmond. And this is the first time I've heard of it. So I think it's just something new that they're trying to like grow. And a lot of the artists that are going to be performing there I've performed with before, and they're really awesome.
Who are some other artists on the lineup?
So there's Destructo Disc, which is a rock band. There's Duct Tape Jesus. There's oh wait, I don't think he's gonna be performing there.
Duct Tape Jesus is a crazy name.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's pretty cool. And there is Double Blind. They're a really good band.
Oh, so it's all bands, and you're like the only...
It's mostly bands.
Artists,
I wish I was part of a band. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah.
Start a band.
I'm thinking about it. That'll be fun.
I'm ready. I feel like bands are gonna like make a big comeback soon.
Yeah.
Like that punk rock era, like rock, just really in general.
Mm-hmm.
Things making a comeback.
Yeah. I feel like
Linkin Park just got a new singer.
What did?
Linkin Park. Have you seen that?
No.
You know what Linkin Park is?
Yeah.
So they have a new singer. It's a girl. I forgot her name, but yeah.
Wow.
Fans are having mixed feelings about it.
Yeah,
I personally think she's fire. I like it.
I need to check that out.
So Swag Fest.
Swag Fest.
What time are you going on? And it's on day 2.
Yeah. I'm going on at 7:30, I think.
Is it a free event? Like, can people go buy tickets or?
So it's not free. I think so. Tickets are on the Camel website, and I think it's like $20.
Okay. Are those all the artists you name? Are those all Richmond artists? Or are you the only one from like the side?
They're mostly all Richmond, but there's like a couple that are from other places. There's like one from Philly, one from I think South Carolina or North Carolina. So kind of in the vicinity.
So they kind of bring people from all over then.
Yeah.
From Philly though. From Kensington Ave. Yeah, you excited for that?
About Philly?
What do I know about Philly? Not much, actually. I just know that there's a big, what is it? Is it fentanyl? What's the other drug? Not fentanyl, but the one that's like erode your skin. Can you pull that up real quick? Type in Kensington Ave drug of choice. Is the TV on? Yeah. Yeah, there's a big epidemic, like drug epidemic in Philly going on. In a lot of parts of the country, but I think one of the main parts is a street called Kensington.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I saw a TikTok where there was like a bunch of people that looked like zombies.
Yeah.
They were all just like... Ugh.
Literally.
One person was like sleeping over a rail. They were just like knocked out over a rail.
People be literally like standing up, sleeping in like the weirdest positions. And like it reminds me of, remember that drug back in the day that like ate your skin? What was that shit called, Karen? Flocka.
What?
It was some drug that people would do and literally like eat your skin. It would like you'll just like your skin would just like fucking fall off.
And it's called Flocka?
Flocka. A, B, C. Yeah, type in what drugs are they doing in Kensington? Xylazine? Trank. That's what I was thinking of. Trank. Yeah, it's called. Does it zoom in on that a little bit? Philadelphia's zombie drug Trank already in New York. Oh shit! Scroll down. Let me read some of that. Scroll down a little bit.
Tranquilizer or something.
Zoom in on that. A little more. All right, move it over. Yeah. Philadelphia. Driving in Philadelphia's. Okay. Move it to the left a little bit. Hold on, we're trying to figure this. We have a new TV in the studio. Driving in Philadelphia's embattled Kensington neighborhood on Tuesday to get a firsthand look at the effects of xylazine, an animal tranquilizer that was turning fentanyl addicts into zombies. Jeez. Next thing you know, you wake up with these big ass holes all over you, said somebody. I'm having a hard time seeing TV from here.
Said Jeanette.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's like this is the 2024 Flocka. Pretty much.
That's wild.
It's crazy. The thing is with these drug epidemics that are happening in America right now, it's a lot of people are blaming China and blaming foreign countries on like flooding our streets with these drugs, and it's killing like I think I seen something that said it's killing like 70,000 people a year. So if you're trying to kill Americans, right? Let's flood the streets with these drugs. Let's just get them hooked. Let's kill them off slowly.
Yeah, you think that's what?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. It's crazy because, like I said, these drugs these people are doing these days, like, have a big chance of killing you and like really ruining your life. I remember like when we were coming up. Actually, the guy I was talking to on the phone when you walked up, we did an episode with him. He used to be like a moderator on Grass City, which was like a weed forum back in the day, where people just go up. You could look up different strains of weed and like tell you about it. But we were also talking about there's a site called Erowid, and it was like you can go up there and it's like drug experiences and stuff like that. Basically, back in the day, you didn't really have to worry about too much about drugs killing you. Like it was either like the worst part about drugs back in the day was like that it wouldn't get you high. Like, does this shit work? Or like it just won't get you high. But now it's like it will literally fucking kill you.
Yeah. It'll be laced with fentanyl.
Yeah. They're even lacing weed with fentanyl now.
Oh, yeah. They've been doing that.
Are you into like psychedelics? I know you say you don't smoke.
So I used to be. Yeah, let's get into that.
Let's get into that. We gotta also figure out how I can see the TV better. Maybe pull it this way a little bit. But okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've done acid and shrooms. That's it so far.
Which one do you like better?
Definitely shrooms, because it's natural and it feels like you connect with nature, and like, but acid is like intense. 0 to 100 real quick. Yeah. It's so intense. But here's the thing with me, and this is actually why I don't smoke weed anymore too. I fucked around and went into a psychosis after doing acid for the first time.
How was that? Like, what was your experience like with that?
Okay, so do you know what psychosis is? Have you heard of anything
In
about
a way, what is it? I've heard about it. I guess I don't really know much.
Yeah, okay. So it's like basically being out of touch with reality. So like living in a world of delusions. Basically, you're psychotic.
Like you're paranoid, thinking the people are after you. And
yeah, pretty much that. But to me, it was like dreaming while you're awake. So basically, I did acid. The trip itself was pretty cool. Like the clouds turned into hieroglyphics. It was pretty cool. But I mean, there were some dark parts. But it was cool. And then it ended, but I couldn't sleep. So I didn't sleep for like almost a week. Like it was a few days.
Maybe not sleeping is what triggered the
the acid mixed with not sleeping. And from not sleeping, it made me also not have appetite to eat. So I was...
It's just a bad combination.
Yeah. So I started thinking the FBI was after me.
The fish is at my fucking window. You said what? They trying to get my new music. Leaks. I want the leaks. Yeah.
But so I actually called the police on myself.
What did you tell the police?
I told them, okay, so I was at work when I did it, and... When
you called the police on yourself?
Yes.
Oh, so you were still going to work through this week of not sleeping and eating.
Yes, it was bad. I worked at a martial arts studio at the time.
What were you doing there? You're like a...
Front desk.
Okay.
Front desk person. Yeah. So...
It's like all these fucking agents coming in here trying to fake like they want to learn martial arts.
Well, so basically my delusions, they kept evolving and becoming more complex. But how it first started was I thought that my boss was trying to frame me for laundering money for his business. What? Because really he was laundering money and he was trying to put the blame on me.
He actually was?
No.
Laundering money?
No. This is my delusion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I called the police on myself and I was just like, I need to go to jail. And my boss was like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? And he takes the phone and he's like, who's this? And he's like, oh, I think my employee's just burnt out right now. Like, just disregard her.
Do they still come?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think he just told them like, no, I got it under control, basically. And so he was talking to me and he was like, what's going on? And I'm sitting here thinking like, I can't trust him, so I can't tell him shit. And then my mom comes and she's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm just like, we gotta go. Let's go, Mom. So we go. And then I'm thinking the police are like chasing us in the car and stuff. It was crazy. But long story short, I had to be admitted to the psych ward.
Really?
And I was in there for like 2 weeks. And the day I got released, I still was in a psychosis. Like having delusions okay, hold on. I gotta tell you some interesting little tiny details of the psychosis because it's really weird.
Okay.
So right before my mom was talking to me and she started crying, but right before she started crying, I heard the words, cue the crying. And then she started crying.
So she was fake crying. That's what you thought.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here
God.
like, it's the Truman Show.
Who is this woman?
Yeah. I'm sitting here like they got earpieces in their ear telling them what to do. That was what I believed. And so I was just like, yeah. So
was there a point? Well, what do they do? Like, what do they do in this like psych ward to like help you feel better? They like medicate you? Like, what was the process?
Yeah.
Do you remember being in there?
Yeah. So definitely put me on medication. And I was trying to refuse to take it at first, but they were like, if you don't take it, we're going to have to put it in a shot and inject you with it. So like, just take it. And I didn't even know how to swallow pills at the time, but I was like, all right, got to grow up. Swallow pills. But
did that medication actually help you feel better?
I think so.
Like, do you remember the moment when you were like, I guess like became aware of that you weren't like really thinking straight, and it's like. So
I actually didn't come out of it and become clear until the day that I left the psych ward. So the whole time I was in there, I was still thinking like my family is the FBI, blah blah blah. Then
this is wild.
yeah, I know. And then my mom. Okay, so hold on, rewind. The psychiatrist, when he's like evaluating me to let me leave, he's asking me like, how do I feel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm lying my ass off. I'm like, yep, I feel good. I feel normal, just because I want to leave out of there. And so I left and my family picked me up. And I just remember we were all in the car and I'm asking them like, wait, so you guys don't have earpieces in your ear, like telling you what to say? And they were like, what? No. And so that's when I kind of realized, okay, I was in a psychosis this whole time. And I came back to normal. So this all stemmed from this acid trip. Mm-hmm. I've heard of stories like that where like it's not for everybody. It can send you kind of into a spiral. And I'm assuming you haven't done acid since then. You'd be incorrect. It also could have been a bad batch or something. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of like, I went through something similar. Like when I was telling you I was 17, that kind of started my journey. Yeah. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was drug related, even though I did do acid and stuff beforehand, like in high school and stuff. We used to do this shit called like 2CI, which was like synthetic acid back in those days. What the fuck? It was wild. But like I wasn't doing it at that time. And I basically went on this journey that started with like I told you, I felt like I lost myself, that type of stuff. And then one night in my room, I'm 17 years old. It was 4/20, April 20th. That night, I'm sitting in my room by myself, and I just started crying uncontrollably for like 2 hours straight. And it was like, I got this feeling, and I know it sounds crazy, but I felt like God was like touching me. Like I didn't hear voices, but I felt this like overwhelming feeling of like ecstasy, like love. Like when you hug your mom and you get this feeling of love, it was that, but like times like a million. I know what you're talking about. I've experienced that too. So I felt that, and that set me on this journey for like 6 months straight. My adrenaline, I'm just adrenaline up for like 6 months straight. I'm on this crazy high, and it's like, my mom thought I went crazy as well. My friends that knew me before that, was like, what happened to this guy? The only thing that kind of kept me sane is that it was very positive. It was all positive stuff. And in those times, I got this idea something hit me called the age of worldwide happiness. And it was like, you know how there's like the age of reasoning. It's like it's like different ages that happen through time. Something was telling me in those times that we're approaching a new age. And I just call it the age of worldwide happiness, but that
every single human on earth, like that, like the idea that came to me was that this was the return of Jesus. Like Jesus will not return as a physical person, but it will be the spirit of Jesus, that Christ consciousness. And that what I was feeling at the time, like I said, I didn't hear God. It was all kind of just like feeling, but it was like that this, what happened to me will happen to every single human on earth at the same exact time. And that's what will be the return of God, the return of Jesus. And that will set humanity on a new course. Wow. And it's like when we all feel that at the same exact time and be like undeniable that God is real, and it's like, and then we will all have to face ourselves. And like I said, that's what really set me on the spiritual journey, which I went through that for like 6 months of just kind of like on this high. And then even through that, so my mom took me to the psych ward too. Oh, really? She was like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my son. I went to the psych ward and I had like an interview with them. And they were just like, ma'am, like your son is really smart. Like we don't think he's supposed to be here, like type shit. But my mom was like, yo, something is fucking wrong with him. But after I went through that, then I went through like 2 years of like extra depression where I didn't do, and I just slept all day. It's like it's like I got the feeling of what it was like kind of, and then it was like taken away. Dang, and I was back down into my like, just kind of again forgot who I was. Dang. That was for like 2 years. And then it's like slowly since then, this was, like I said, this was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And slowly since then, I've been kind of just building myself back up, like figuring out who I am. Yeah, something like that. And like I said, I don't have all the answers. Like for the longest time, I was Googling, trying to find out what happened to me. And I just didn't even know what question to ask. The closest thing I've ever found out that I've researched that is like what I think happened to me is Kundalini awakening.
Ooh, yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
So there's a guy that, I forgot his name, but he basically described the feeling that he got that set him on his journey. He felt it for like 30 minutes when he was meditating. One time he was meditating for like a long time, for like days. And he felt this feeling that I just described, but I felt that shit for months.
Wow.
And so I was like, that may be what happened to me, but I'm still not really sure.
Yeah, it sounds like spiritual awakening for sure.
Something like that. Whatever it was, I don't regret it. I'm happy about it because that's what got me to the point I'm at now. And it kind of like, it was like a course correction in my life because I was going down the wrong path. And yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I'm still very much in the journey.
Yeah, that's cool. It sounds like what you're talking about is like something called unity consciousness or Christ consciousness, what you're saying. That's that shit Capital Steez was on too.
What?
Talking about like Christ consciousness.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically like a higher consciousness of higher wisdom and like love.
But it was scary though. Like it was a very scary time in my life.
Damn, that's wild.
But yeah, I don't know. So I don't fucking know. Like I'm still trying to figure it out. Okay, so
one of my sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
One of my psychoses was so yeah, I forgot to tell you. Hold on. I forgot to tell you that I did have another psychosis. I had like 3 more.
Okay.
So, because I did acid like about 3 more times, and after I did it, every single time I had a psychosis. And
did you go to the psych ward each time?
No, but it was like, why wasn't I learning? Like, why did I keep doing it? But so one of my psychoses, it was the rapture, and okay, it's still hard for me to even like perceive this now, like being in a clear state of mind. But during the psychosis, it was nighttime for 3 days. And
wait, what do you mean by that?
So I just remember the sun never came up for about 3 days. And it would be like my family would be getting up, going to work, going to school, and it was still dark outside. And
was it actually dark, or you just? Okay.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So I doubt it was. I was in a psychosis, so I was like, you know. But who knows if I was in another dimension? I don't know, because that's what it felt like. Like when you're in a psychosis, it literally feels like you're in a different dimension of reality. So Yeah, I thought that it was a rapture, and that's why that the sun wasn't coming up. And
what do you mean by the rapture? Is that like the end of the world?
Yeah. Okay. So it would be like the rapture in the Bible is when basically Jesus comes and takes all of the souls that are, I guess, like worthy to go to heaven, and then everybody else stays on Earth, and then the Earth like turns into hell, basically, and then Satan rules the Earth. So I think that's what it is. But I just remember thinking that that's what was going on and that I was bad, and so I had to stay on Earth. And like I just remember when it was dark for those 3 days, there was like no stars or anything, and then one day I just started like meditating and praying, and then I saw a star. And I was like, that's weird because there's been no stars this whole time. And now finally, once I start praying, a star popped up. So I just started praying on the star every night. And it started getting like bigger and bigger and bigger. And then eventually the sun came up. And I was just like, wow.
How long did it take you to recognize that you were dealing with this psychosis? Was it at first like a denial?
Yeah, it definitely was. Because at first, I was kind of like, okay, I wasn't even able to process what happened to me. I was like, okay, I don't even know, like, what the fuck that was, but okay, moving on. So, I guess it took me probably my last psychosis that I had, where I was kind of like, okay, yeah.
Like, something's going on here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe I'm mentally... Well, okay, obviously the universe is a lot more complex than we know, and there's a lot of things that we don't know. But definitely I was like, okay, I might be a little... Because at first I was denying that I was mentally ill. I was just thinking like, no, this is like real, this is something spiritual going on. And now it's kind of like a more balanced perspective of definitely there is something spiritual to it, like an element to it, but also like there is a mental health part to it as
like
well.
How your brain is perceiving it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's
I know well, I know a lot of people say that like if you have like weed will trigger psychosis for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I know weed can do that. Before the show, you told me you spent a lot of time researching religions and stuff. Yeah. Is that from that moment that you were praying on this star, or did that start before that?
So I always found religions like interesting, but I never really like dove that deep into them. And so, yeah, after my psychoses, I was kind of like, I was kind of curious about it because at first I was kind of an atheist. Well, when I was a child, I believed in God like super hard.
Like what is your mom? What religion is your mom?
She would call herself a Christian, but she's not really religious. Okay. And then my dad's an atheist. So she didn't really like talk to us about religion or anything. But I just remember as a child like praying to God and believing God, but not really under a certain religion, I guess. And then got older, became a hardcore atheist, and I was just like, oh, this is so stupid to believe in God. This is like believing in flying spaghetti monster. And then
what drew you into atheism? Not to cut the story off, but
so I actually got super into science and becoming super logical. And I was just really drawn to science, and I would watch the History Channel like every night. So I think that's why.
My whole thing is with atheism is like we really don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like the best thing I saw about it was like a professor in some college, and he was talking to I think a group of atheists, and he drew like a big circle on the board, and he had like one of the people that were atheists come up, and he was like, let's imagine this circle is all of everything that exists, knowledge, everything that exists is in this circle, right? He's like, now I want you to shade in this circle how much you think you understand of the universe and everything that there is. So the atheist dude like just shades in a small part of it. Like he doesn't understand it like a lot, right? He's like, okay, you're smart. He's like, you're a smart guy. He's like, you understand that you don't know actually what's out there. He's like, so now is it possible that God exists in this other part that you don't understand. That even just that to me is like, okay, like we can't count out God.
Yeah.
Because we really don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bet, yeah.
No, that's really cool. Yeah, I feel like there is just the universe is just so much more than we can even like fathom.
Even just reality itself, like how we see reality. This isn't really how things look.
Yeah. Did you know shrimp can see like 26 more colors than we can?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the exact number, but they can see like a lot more colors than we can. I just knew that.
How would they even find that out? That's crazy. Shrimp. We just eating them on plates and shit. Like
something about the retinas.
It's crazy what animals we are like sacred not to eat, and it's like what animals are just disregarded and just used as food.
Yeah.
So you became logical. You became into science.
Yeah.
So you were an atheist. What I guess got you thinking about religion again and God?
Yeah. So I think that's when I started having my spiritual experience, or I guess my spiritual awakenings, and when I took acid and psychedelics and then had those psychosis experiences, I was like, okay, definitely. I was like 100% like, okay, God definitely exists now. And now I'm just like, I would consider myself a spiritual person, but I don't. To me, I feel like religion is like putting a box on something that's unboxable. But I love all the religions, and like I honor them and I respect them, and I think they're beautiful. I just wouldn't follow like one particular religion. I feel like they're a really good way to like be able to experience God in a way, but if that makes sense.
It's not the only way. I kind of look at religions as like different paths to the same location. It's just like these people from different parts of the world all had their own experience with God and kind of created their stories around it. But it's all about the same thing, right?
Yeah.
What was it about Hinduism that drew you in? I know, so I actually wrote a quote. So you dropped a song called Slayer of Egos, which was inspired by this Hindu goddess Kali.
Yeah.
I wrote down what it was in your post. It was like cause I didn't know, I've never heard of this goddess.
Oh, really?
It was like the Hindu goddess Kali is the ultimate expression of nature, both destructive and benevolent. She protects her people against evil by doing what others cannot to protect those she loves. The Indian goddess Kali embodies the power of creation and destruction in one entity. She transcends good and evil. I will say in the video that I was watching when you came, she looks kind of scary. Like it's some, I don't know, what resonated with you about this Hindu goddess Kali?
Yeah, so I just love the divine feminine energy that she is. And it's just like, because being a woman, sometimes it can feel not that powerful. But Kali, she's like this powerful representation of women. She's like slayer of egos. She's like wearing a belt of heads of people.
And like limbs. So, I seen that in the video.
Yeah. So
she's like carrying a guy's head, and she has like limbs, like a belt of limbs. I was like, okay, she's fucking badass. Yeah.
I think that's why I was drawn to her. And because also just me, from my personal experiencing abuse as a child, and just having a lot of experiences that made me feel powerless. And so, like, she's like this powerful woman. Yeah, that's why I think I was drawn to her.
So I think your newest release is We're All One, and that one is actually on all platforms. What I noticed you also drop a bunch of stuff that's like now on all platforms. Like you'll just drop it on YouTube as like a video, which I'm thinking you edit yourself. What's the idea behind that? Like not dropping everywhere?
So I just really get like an itch to create, but I won't really feel like sometimes. So I'll just create like a bunch of random things, but sometimes I won't really feel like it's something that I just want to be released everywhere. So I'm just like, just put it on YouTube just to share it. But
because you dropped the Actually, I wrote this down too. You dropped a song called "Smiling Through It All" like LeBron.
Yes, sir.
Which I thought was really fire. And but on the post on your Instagram, you were like, "This is the last video and song I'm gonna drop for a while." But I think you dropped like a few more things right after that.
Yeah.
So you did a little pump fake. She did a whole rapper, I'm about to retire pump fake, but didn't really retire.
Yeah, I think Childish Gambino just did that. But yeah, so because I really want to just like pour all of my energy into creating something really special. And I feel like it's going to take a long time. And well, I actually am working on some things right now. I'm working on an album, and then for the album, I want to create like music videos that are different from the ones that I usually make, because I usually make my own videos with my VHS camera and my Nikon. But I want to make something that's more like just more elaborate, more fancy, and with like the high quality,
like polished, I guess.
Yeah. So it's gonna take me some time to do that, but in the in-between stages of like me building that, I still am creating, because it's like hard for me not to, I guess. I don't know. It's just an itch that I get where I just like need to do it. And then sometimes I'm like, I don't really think I'm going to develop this anymore. So I'll just like leave it how it is and just like drop it.
Where are you at with the album? Like, is there some music already finished for it? Is it different? Like, how is it different from your music that's out right now? Are you thinking about working with like other videographers for the videos, or?
Yes. So I got about like 4 songs that are, I would say, completely done, mastered and everything.
Also, do you produce all your own music?
So I produce like 99% of it. There's some times where I work with other artists, but I do use loops.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real. I use loops when I produce, like a lot of loops. But I try to get as creative with it as I can, like make it sound as different from the samples and the loops as possible. It's really fun. But okay, so yeah, I have about 4 songs done. But I have like 10 songs, or maybe a little more, that are all that I'm working on, that are going to be on the album. So 4
10
out
more?
of 10.
10 more or 6 more?
About 10 or more.
Okay. And these are all just in different stages of development, like you're working on all of them at once?
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, like I've started all of them, and I just have to finish them. Yeah. And then as for the videos, I'm thinking about working with this one local cinematographer.
Who?
That is called. He's worked on he's worked with Boris the Lucid.
Oh, you're probably talking about I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like drawing a blank. Fuck.
He's like I don't want to say he's Indian, but he's not white. He's like fuck, what's bro name? You looking it up? He did I think he did most of Boris's videos.
Yeah.
I want to say his name starts with an F. I forgot now. Are you looking it up, Karen? Yeah, go to Boris the Lucid's Instagram. He does most of his videos. Not his newest video, but the ones before that.
Who did Bones? What?
Boris?
Oh, yeah.
He did, actually. He's not Boris the Lucid anymore. I think he's just...
Borderline. Borilin.
Boris is... I think he's a cool artist. Yeah. I've known him for a little bit. I actually went to his house one time because I used to make music as well. I would still say I'm on hiatus right now. Okay, so I'm just like not making music right now.
I'm trying to hear some of it.
I'll show you some. Yeah. But this was like 4 or 5 years ago. I went to Boris's house because he was like, I went to record one of my songs like in his studio in his room. And he had his mic was in the closet, but he had no lights in the closet. So it literally was pitch black. You're in there. I'm like, bro, put a light in here. I was like, I'm an electrician. I was like, I can help you get a light if you want.
For the vibe.
Like, literally just no light. I'm like, I can't even I don't know. But no, I think he's an interesting guy. I really like his video when the guy you're talking about, I'm pretty sure shot this video. Do you remember the one where he like fell into the pool?
Yeah.
Have you seen that video? Is that the guy?
Modern Vision?
Not Modern Vision. Before that, go to the earlier videos.
Shout
out to Modern Vision. That's Dimitri. Him and Sarah. I've known them for a while.
The video Bones. He worked on him.
He also did
one.
that movie for I always forget bro's name, but he did a movie for this one guy. It was like a short film, and I was actually in it. Like I got robbed in it.
Oh, that's cool.
By the guy or whatever. But yeah, no, that guy that you're talking about, he's about to find the name, but I'm pretty sure I know who it is. But he has like high end equipment, like like 8K cameras and probably the best video equipment in the area out of all the videographers. So you're going for this polished look, I guess.
Yeah, I just want something different from what I normally do. Like I love what I normally do, but I'm ready to evolve a little bit.
Is there a name for the album?
So it was called Liminal Space Mall at first, but I'm gonna change that because I feel like it's.
What is liminal?
So you know, like liminal space, like. Have you heard of the back rooms?
Is that like them weird, like creepy videos when they're like going through them like hotels or some shit?
Yeah.
I've seen like random little stuff. But I don't really know much about it either.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so it's kind of like, I'm just going to have to look it up probably and show you because it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like empty spaces and it's just it has like an eerie feeling to it or like a surreal feeling, but you can't really describe it. You kind of got to just feel it. But it'll be like empty malls, very nostalgic feeling things. And mostly just empty, like no people.
You ever thought about what would be the nostalgia of 2020, like the 2020s, when people look back in like 30, 40 years?
Yeah.
It'll just be like TikTok dances and twerking. Yeah. Like twerking would be the nostalgia. Like, yo, you see somebody twerking, like, yo, that's mad nostalgic. Like, she's throwing that ass back.
Funny.
But I've stumbled across those backroom videos. I watched just like a few clips or whatever. But it is like that kind of like eerie, like scary feeling.
But it's not. So the backroom ones are like this scary, eerie feeling. But when I'm talking about Liminal Space Mall, I mean, it kind of has a little bit of that eeriness.
Can you pull that up, Karen? Is it on YouTube? What should he type in?
You could look it up, I guess.
Just so I can see what the video is like looking like.
Liminal space.
Is that a real word?
Yeah, liminal.
What does liminal mean?
So it's kind of like, you know what? Let's
look up the definition of liminal as well, please. Are you screen recording this stuff, by the way? Okay.
But
what does liminal mean? Let me read that. Liminal space is the uncertain transition between where you've been and where you're going physically, emotionally, or metamorphically. To be in a liminal space means to be on the precipice of something new, but not quite there yet. I like that.
It's hard. Yeah, it's kind of hard to really explain it with words, I feel like. So you have to experience it or like.
No, that's a good explanation. I like that. It's an uncertain transition between where you've been and where you're going. Now type in on YouTube. You said type in what? Liminal space?
Yeah. You could do like, you could put.
And this is like a style of video that just like a bunch of people create those videos? Which one should he watch?
You could do the 2000s one. Or that one. Yeah, that one's kind of like it too.
That one. Turn it down a little bit. Oh, is the audio important to the video?
It'll probably catch on the screen recording.
Usually the
you can turn it up a little bit.
Just like,
don't play through the TV for some.
Wasn't it about to play for a second? What was that?
Choppiness and that.
Okay. So go through the video a little bit. Oh, is it just showing pictures?
Yeah.
So can you describe to us what's happening here in this video?
It's just like no, because I'm seeing like
it's just like pictures of
if you don't know what it is,
libraries and I don't know what that is. Mini houses and under in a parking garage.
It's not really okay. The right there, that's like kind of a good example, a little bit.
What do you, Matt? What do you think of when you see that?
It's just like in. I don't even know. This video doesn't show it as well as what I mean. But okay, like have you seen a grocery store that's just like empty and has like the fluorescent lighting? So it's kind of like that vibe.
So Liminal Space Mall, that was gonna be the name of the album, but you changed it.
Yeah. I'm gonna change it, I think.
Any specific release date you want to? Is it gonna be this year? Like,
yes, it will. What month is it? September. I would say December.
December.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you find the guy's name also?
Which one? Oh, was it? I had a couple of them. He worked with a lot of people.
So December.
Sam
Okay.
Ballard?
Let me see.
Yes, I think that is. Wait, is that?
Kind of
Wait, no.
Yeah, let me see. Baldhead dude, I think.
Bro, his name is
I could have swore his name started with an F.
Sergio. His name is
Sergio.
Sergio.
Sergio. That's yes, you're right. Yeah, Sergio. That's what I was thinking of.
All of these are shot by different people. And they're all cinematographers.
Yeah, a lot of his earlier videos were done by him. But no, Sergio's fire. We actually got to get him up here. Have you talked to him already?
No, not yet. But I've just like thought about it, and I'm like, okay, I think I want to work with him. So I'm gonna reach out to him once I write a treatment for the video that I want to do.
Hell yeah. I also resonate with getting the creative urge, the creative itch just to do stuff. That's how I feel, like even doing podcasts, editing videos, like I legit feel like I'm doing it for me. Like I'm creating this product with other people and hopefully that other people enjoy. But I don't care if I get fucking 5 views, if I get 1 view, like it's fulfilling to me just to create this stuff.
Yep, exactly. Follow your heart.
Come on. Earfth Girl, I appreciate you. Is there anything else you want to leave the people with? Anything else you want to say? Swag Fest.
Yeah.
On the way. That's this Saturday.
Yep.
This will be out on Friday, so if you're watching this, it's tomorrow.
Okay, word. Yeah, come see me at Swag Fest. Just keep it G, keep it bougie, and keep it.
Come on. If you guys want to find her music, we'll put all the links in the description. She has stuff on YouTube that's not on all platforms. We're All One is your newest release up there. I think your newest EP is Fairy Tale Princess Poems. That's everywhere. Yeah. Appreciate you. Excited to see this new album. I'm going to do some more research on liminal spaces. Yeah. We appreciate you for tuning in. Yeah. Peace.
Peace.
Come on.